Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Woodchucks Baseball Network for a 4:05 afternoon game between the Wisconsin Rapids Rafters and your Wausau Woodchucks. I'm Will Charlton. Happy Sunday, everyone. And it is another division matchup in the Great Lakes West between the 8-5 Wisconsin Rapids Rafters and the 8-5 Woodchucks. First place on the line today in this Sunday afternoon affair. The Woodchucks looking to win their first game of the season against the Rafters after losing last night's game 3-2 in walk-off fashion. The Rafters had bases loaded with no outs, down 2-1 in the bottom of the ninth in last night's late night game. That game being delayed for just over 2 hours due to storms in the area and a lot of rain. It was originally scheduled for 6:35 last night. First pitch ended up being basically 8:40 last night. It was about 8:37, 8:38 that first pitch was, but the Woodchucks fell 3-2 in walk-off fashion last night to the Rafters. Lost 3-2 the game before that here on Wednesday night against these Rafters, and then the first game between these two, the Woodchucks lost 3-0. Let's take a look at the batting order tonight for the Woodchucks. Leading off, it'll be Brady Jurgella, the center fielder. He'll be followed by Brent Witter, the DH, Mike McGinnis, Simon Sherry, Vincent Samuel, Jacob Schroeder, Drew Berkland, Jake Baker, and Matt Del Sol to round it out. Pitcher tonight for the Rafters is number 29, Jackson Wentworth, making his second start of the summer. He's facing off against Jurgella. Gets him swinging at a fastball to start things out. And Jurgella's down 0-1. Wentworth has pitched in 3 innings so far this season for the Rafters, giving up 10 hits, 7 runs, 3 earned. Fastball is clipping the outer part of the strike zone, low outside corner for strike 2, and Jurgella's already down 0-2. He struck out 3, giving up 1 walk, comes in with an ERA of 9 flat. Wentworth here's Jurgella. Swing and a miss. 3-pitch strikeout to start things off for the right-hander, Jackson Wentworth against Jurgella. The former Rafter cannot get on base to start the day off for the Woodchucks. And he's down in 3 strikes, bringing up the DH today, Brent Witter, the Evansville ace. In just a moment, we'll go over who's playing defense for the Rafters. But first, Brent Witter takes a slider in there for strike 1. 4 straight strikes to start the day off for Jackson Wentworth, the Kansas State Wildcat. As there's a strike that's in there on a fastball. Witter's down 0-2. Witter playing his 3rd game, starting his 3rd game as well for the Woodchucks. And he takes low on the first ball thrown by Wentworth. 1-2 count. Witter's batting .286, has a couple hits, 3 runs scored, 2 walks, and a .444 on base percentage. Those significant stats for Brent Witter so far, the Evansville ace. He'll just finish up his senior year down there. Chops this one foul. He'll stay alive at 1-2. He played in 53 games, started 51 for Evansville. Hit .231 with 43 hits, 6 doubles, 2 triples, only one of 6 guys on the team to hit a triple this past year for Evansville. 5 home runs, 28 RBIs. 1-2. Witter fouls this one back again. He stays alive. Finished with a .366 slugging percentage and a .351 on base percentage. Scored 31 runs, stole 5 bases. And we'll try the 1-2 here in just a moment again. Wentworth to Witter. Witter fouls it off again, so he's staying alive well here at 1-2. The defense for the Rafters, Anthony Gallison in left, Ty Johnson in center, Brandon Rogers in right. In the infield from third to first, Kyle Carlson, Garrett Broussard, Chris Conniff, Jake Gurevich, Alex Duffy behind the dish. And, of course, Jackson Wentworth on the mound. Slider misses inside, ball 2. The Rafters have this promotion going on for Latino night here at Witter Field in Wisconsin Rapids, Wisconsin. So they're wearing all black uniforms, a mix of black and gray tops that say Los Rafters on them. Woodchucks in just their away blue tops and gray pants. I guess the blue tops are seen at home too with white pants, but the gray pants are road pants. Full count. after an inside slider. Brent Witter looking to be the first base runner. And he hits this one to Chris Conniff at second base. Conniff to Gurevich, out number 2. Ground out for Brent Witter. So in order to avoid a 1-2-3 against Wentworth, the Woodchucks will need Mike McGinnis to get on base, the Georgia State Panther. The only Georgia State Panther playing today in the lineup. Jesse Donahoe and Dalton Pearson getting a rest today. McGinnis, the right fielder today for the Woodchucks, playing in his 12th game, making his 11th start for the Woodchucks now, as a slider misses just inside from Wentworth for ball 1. McGinnis has 6 hits on the season, 9 walks, which leads the team. An RBI, 4 runs scored, 4 stolen bases. Fouls off a fastball for strike 1. Last night, McGinnis was playing third base. He had a couple singles. One, and that misses low on a changeup. 2-1 count from Wentworth to McGinnis. Looking to keep this inning alive for the Woodchucks, Mike McGinnis. It's already the 4th game of the season played for the Woodchucks here at Whitterfield. Played a couple, like I mentioned, Tuesday, Wednesday here this past week, and now today and yesterday. They only play here 2 more times the rest of the season after today. And only play the Rafters 8 more times. So they still have 6 more home games to go against the Rafters. 6 of the final 8 will be at Athletic Park. McGinnis thought about swinging at a slider that was well outside, but he doesn't. He takes it. And the count's now full. In fact, the next time these two teams will meet is a part of the big homestand coming up for the Woodchucks. They'll be taking on the Green Bay Rockers tomorrow night. You can catch that game right back here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network, and then hosting the Rockers for the first time Tuesday night. Payoff pitch inside on a slider, and that'll be the first base runner allowed. Today, as Mike McGinnis takes his 10th walk of the season and still leads the team in that category. As Simon Sherry, who got his first couple of hits of the season last night of the summer, couple singles in last night's game after the, I'll try to stay as unbiased as possible when I say this here, the quote-unquote controversial call at the home plate that robbed Simon Sherry of his first hit of the season and an RBI in the Friday night win over Madison, where Mike McGinnis was called out on a force out at home. If you were watching that game, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Woodchucks will score 2 runs anyway after the exact next batter. Mike Adair hit a 2 RBI single in the next at bat right after that. Like I mentioned, if you were watching that game, you know exactly what I'm talking about. 1-1 to Simon Sherry, the other Evansville ace on this team so far. Woodchucks still waiting on Chase Hugg to arrive after he's currently dealing with an wrist injury Chase Hugg is dealing with. As Sherry fouls that one off, it's now a 1-2 count to Jackson Wentworth. The starter for the Woodchucks will be Ethan Pecco today, who threw 7 hitless innings a week ago, exactly a week ago against Fond du Lac. Inside on a curveball, 2-2. Last week against Madison, Jackson Wentworth pitched in that 8-5 loss for the Rafters. Picked up the loss. He's 0-1, comes with a 9 flat ERA. 2-2 count to Sherry. Swing and a miss. Gets him on a curveball, and that's the second strikeout in the first inning for Jackson Wentworth, and the Woodchucks do not add a run and only go through 4 batters, as that's been a very common theme so far for the Woodchucks against the Rafters. 0-0 heading into the bottom of the first here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
21st is 80s night at Athletic Park. Get a ticket in Radical $15. Call or go on.
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, you know, I only got cancer so that you can tell people that you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking.
Oh, that means so. Dad's second favorite.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
Ethan Pecco and the Woodchucks defense back out there. Let's introduce that defense before we get into some stats on Ethan Pecco. In the outfield, Drew Berklin in left, Brady Jergella in center, Mike McGinnis in right. In the infield, Vincent Samuel at third base, Simon Sherry at shortstop, Matt Del Sol at second, Jake Baker at first, Jacob Schroeder behind the dish, and the Towson University product, Ethan Pecco, on the mound. Pecco, in last Sunday's win over Fond du Lac, 7 hitless innings with 11 strikeouts. He only allowed 1 base runner in 7 full innings in the 3-1 no-hit, combined no-hitter win for the Woodchucks over Fond du Lac. That game was a lot of fun. Ethan Pecco is making his third start of the summer. He's 1-1, 1.64 ERA, 0.73 WHIP. Pitched in 11 innings, 15 strikeouts total, only 3 hits and 2 runs allowed. Facing off against the leadoff man, Ty Johnson, the center fielder for the Rafters. Takes strike 1 on a fastball. Ethan Pecco usually hits lower 90 numbers on his fastball. Features a slider and a changeup as well, as that one's fouled back by Ty Johnson for strike 2. The Flower Mound, Texas product. 0-2 from Pecco to Johnson. High. Ball 1. Elevated fastball. 1-2 to the former McClellan Community College man who's heading to Baylor next year, and he goes down swinging. Ethan Pecco gets him on a slider. So Pecco still feeling it from last Sunday. That's his first strikeout on the first batter faced today, this Sunday afternoon. Make that strikeout number 16 on the season for Ethan Pecco in just 3 starts. He's now facing off against Chris Conniff, the second baseman today. Conniff, the big reason for why the Raptors were able to win the second game of this 4-game set between the Raftors and the Woodchucks here in Wisconsin Rapids this past week, as Conniff fouls that one off on a fastball. The Wagner College product, native of Norco, California, 1-1 counts. Hit a 2-run home run back on Wednesday night in the second of 4 this past week. That tied the game up at that point. And after this pitch, we'll get into the rest of their batting order as a slider clips the outer half of the strike zone, and Conniff is down 1-2. After Conniff is Garrett Broussard, then Jack Gurevich, Matt Olive, Anthony Gallison, Kyle Carlson, Alex Duffy, Brandon Rogers. 1-2 to Conniff. And he went, and it didn't matter anyway because that strike was in there on the lower half of the strike zone. And that is a second straight strikeout for Ethan Pecco. And this time it's looking, because not following all the way through with it was Chris Conniff. 2 up, 2 down on 2 strikeouts for Ethan Pecco, who definitely can't have the label as ace so far. He was the Saturday guy for Towson this past season, as he goes slider first to Garrett Broussard, the shortstop, the Utah Valley product. 0-1. Fastball fouled off. Strike 2 already. One more strike needed for a 1-2-3 inning. Broussard. The San Juan Capistrano, California man. Fastball well inside and high by Pecco. Ball 1. Broussard playing in his 5th game now for the Rafters. And he swings and misses at a slider. Ethan Pecco retires the side, goes 1-2-3 with 3 straight strikeouts. And that is how the Woodchucks start the afternoon on defense. Ethan Pecco still looking pretty good after last weekend. And we're heading into the second tied 0-0. It's been a pretty common theme so far in this series between these rivals so far. 0-0 into the second here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet. Track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan. Offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
Welcome back. The Woodchucks up to bat again here to start the top of the second inning, leading off with Vincent Samuel, the third baseman. Samuel will be followed by Jacob Schroeder and Drew Berkland, 5, 6, 7 here for the Woodchucks after the 1-2-3 inning with 3 strikeouts for Ethan Pecco. Striking out the side. Going 1-2-3 as a slider's in there for strike 2 from Jackson Wentworth. 0-2 to the Fort Pierce, Florida native and the Indian River State College product. Fouled off. He'll stay alive at 0-2. Went right back with the slider was Wentworth there. Samuel playing in his 8th game for Wausau, starting his 8th game as well. Hitting 179, 5 hits, 1 double, 2 RBIs, 4 runs scored. 0-2 once again. That one misses outside on a slider. One-two to Samuel. Grounds this one, playable for Chris Conniff at second base, and he throws it in time to Jack Gurevich. Looked like it had a chance to be pushed into right field, but Chris Conniff hustling over to it, getting to it in time, and is able to make the throw for out number 1 to Gurevich. So another 4-3 ground out for the Woodchucks. Witter had a 4-3 in the first, and now Samuel with a 4-3 here to start off the second inning. Jacob Schroeder, the University of Illinois product, native of Flossmoor, Illinois, coming up to the plate now, playing his 6th game, making his 5th start for the Woodchucks. Takes strike 1 and a fastball from Wentworth. Hitting .250 has 3 hits, 2 RBIs, 2 runs, 4 walks, and an on-base percentage of .471. 0-1. Fastball outside and swung at by Schroeder. He's down 0-2. Schroeder has previously played for Green Bay in the Northwoods League. Did so in the summer of 2020 as Schroeder swings and misses at a curveball, and he's down in 3 strikes. Quick strikeout for Jackson Wentworth. And Wentworth now has 3 strikeouts. Drew Berkland, the left fielder, the Minnesota Golden Gopher, up for the first time. Chops one over to the third baseman, Kyle Carlson, who throws it in time to Jack Gurevich. So first pitch swinging by Drew Berkland, and it's a 2-hopper that is into the glove of Kyle Carlson and making the play over to Jack Gurevich for out number 3, 1-2-3 inning for the Rafters. We're into the bottom of the second here, the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
The savings are heating up this summer.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
Unlimited data is more affordable than ever at Cellcom. Get unlimited data for only $29.95 per month on a single line. Visit cellcom.com/single unlimited for details.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
Scoreless through 1.5 innings played. Ethan Pecco coming back out after a 1-2-3 inning, striking out the side. In the first, he's facing off against 4-5-6, starting with Jack Gurevich, the first baseman for the Rafters. Gurevich takes strike 1 in there. Has only played 2 games so far for the Rafters. He has 3 hits and 6 plate appearances. And he fouls that one off, so he's down 0-2. Ethan Pecco looking for a 4th straight retired batter to start off his day. After retiring 21 of 22 faced last Sunday. 0-2 to Gurevich. Slider misses outside. Ball 1. Gurevich has a double and a home run, a part of the 3 hits he has so far in 2 games played. Couple RBIs, been walked twice. 1.167 slugging percentage through 2 games. That's pretty impressive. 1-2. Hit over to Matt Del Sol at second base. Del Sol to Jake Baker, out number 1. And the first non-strikeout for Ethan Pecco, but still a 4th straight retired batter. Only the 4th time in 2 games that Gurevich, now 3 games, that Gurevich has been retired. Coming up to the plate now is Matt Olive, the designated hitter. And he fouls one off for strike 1. Gurevich last night was walked twice and had a single. Was also the winning run scored for the Rafters in the 9th. 0-1, and they're on a slider, strike 2 to Matt Olive. Matt Olive playing in his 10th game for the Rafters. Has 4 hits, 1 double, 1 home run, 1 RBI. So his home run was definitely a solo shot, if I'm doing the math there correctly. I think I am. 0-2. And that just misses high on the fastball. He's been walked 5 times. Didn't play in last night's opener of this 2-game set. 138 batting average. 1-2. Swung at, fouled off. Down the third base line. He'll stay alive at 1-2. Matt Olive looking to be the first non-retired batter for the Rafters. Takes a slider outside, counts 2-2. Pecco really working the fastball and the slider so far. He has thrown a couple curveballs, but it's mostly been slider and fastball. Two. High fastball, ball 3. Jokingly, field manager Brock Moss said, talking about Pecco, that the only way he can top last weekend's performance is by actually throwing a full 9 no-hitter. And that'll be a walk to Matt Olive after being up in the count 0-2. So the first base runner allowed a lot earlier this time around for Ethan Pecco than last Sunday. And it is a walk after being up in the count 0-2 to Matt Olive. 4 straight balls. Anthony Gallison coming to the plate for the Rafters. He was the leadoff man last night. As Pecco throws a first pitch fastball away. Timeout called by Jacob Schroeder, who's going back to the dugout to maybe get a new mitt or something. I'm not too sure what is going on here. Looks like he was going to grab a wrist strap or something like that. So we'll resume play. Like I mentioned, Gallison was the leadoff man last night, the Coastal Carolina product. Didn't have a hit. He was 0 for 3 with a walk. And there's a fastball by Ethan Pecco for strike 1 to Gallison. With Matt Olive on first base, the first base runner allowed so far. And that one's hit right back up the middle. Matt Del Sol is not going to be able to get a good glove on it. That's going to be an error more than likely. Matt Del Sol not making a good play on that one. That puts runners on first and second with 1 out. Waiting to see if that's an error or a hit. I'd have to assume it's an error. That would make no sense really to be a hit because that should have been an easy play made by Matt Del Sol. But I guess they're saying it's a hit for now. It looks like it probably should have been an error. So I guess we'll see if that changes. But they are marking it on the home scoreboard as a hit. So that's a hit for Matt Olive. A 1-out single that advances, or Anthony Gallison rather, advances Matt Olive to second base. First pitch fastball to Kyle Carlson is away for ball 1. One-0 to Carlson from Pecco. And check, we're going to first base in time. Jacob Schroeder reading the base path very well. Jacob Schroeder thrown over to Jake Baker after a big lead at first base by Anthony Gallison. And he is put out on a 2-3 for out number 2 here. Matt Olive still at second base, but Anthony Gallison picked off. Really good heads-up play by Jacob Schroeder behind the plate. 1-1 to Carlson. Swing and a miss on a slider. He's down 1-2. Kyle Carlson playing in his 10th game for the Rafters, batting .286. 10 hits, a double, 6 RBIs. 1-2 from Pecco. And going around it is Carlson on a slider. Great pitch by Ethan Pecco. Very deceiving slider. And he is struck out as Schroeder tagged him on the drop third strike. And no runs are scored after a runner gets to second base and Matt Olive And we're still scoreless through 2 here at Witter Field. This is Woodchucks Baseball on the Woodchuck Baseball Network.
June 21st is 80s night at Athletic Park. Get a ticket in Radical shirt for only $18. Call or go online today.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, you know, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
Welcome back. Will Charlton here with you on the Woodchucks Baseball Network. Woodchucks will be going 8-9, then top here to start the third inning, facing off against Jackson Wentworth, who, if you didn't tune in to last night's late game, this very well could be the final inning we see Jackson Wentworth. Field manager Kyle Schreider for the Rafters has a very interesting pitching system where his starter usually goes 3 full innings, or 4, sometimes 4, but usually 3. As a couple of fastballs given to Jake Baker to start this off, the first baseman from Kansas, University of Kansas, the Lawrence, Kansas native. But like I was saying, the field manager Kyle Schreider has this pitching system where he usually goes starter for 3, reliever for 3, and then relievers for 7, 8, 9. So very well could be the final inning we see Jackson Wentworth. Strike one in there, and the 2-1. Misses on a slider outside. And it's a 3-1 count to Jake Baker. Jake Baker playing in his 4th game now for the Woodchucks. 4th start as well. Has 1 hit and 1 RBI. And he swings through it on a slider. And it's a full count here with no outs. Jake Baker, Matt Del Sol, Brady Jurgella due up for the Woodchucks here. In the top of the 3rd inning from Witter Field here in Wisconsin Rapids, Wisconsin. Full count. Swing and a miss. Curveball by Jackson Wentworth. And that's another strikeout. The 4th strikeout already for Wentworth. Brings up the 9-hitter Matt Del Sol, the Elizabeth, New Jersey native and the Grayson College in Texas product. We get his 9th start and 9th game played for Wausau, batting .214, 6 hits, a couple doubles, 4 RBIs, 2 runs, and a stolen base. Inside on a slider goes Wentworth for first pitch strike, ball 1 rather. 1-0 count to Matt Del Sol, who's playing for the first time since Thursday in Madison. Del Sol hits this one over the glove of Chris Conniff, and there's the first hit of the game for the Woodchucks. Comes with a 1-out single to Matt Del Sol, who's able to get it over the glove of Chris Conniff and land it in shallow left field. He's on with a base hit with 1 out here in the 3rd. That brings up the top of the order, and Brady Jurgella, the former Wisconsin Rapids Rafter. Played for the Rafters all of last summer. 38 games last summer played for Wisconsin Rapids. 30 hits, batted .246. Had 3 doubles, a home run, 8 RBIs, 30 scored runs, and 4 multi-hit games. And he swings and misses at a changeup for strike 1 from Wentworth. 0-1 to Brady Jurgella. And he grounds this one over to second baseman Chris Conniff. Conniff over to Broussard at second. Broussard not able to get the throw back to first baseman Jack Gurvich in time, but it is a ground ball that does put out the lead runner, Matt Del Sol. So a fielder's choice will put Brady Jurgella at first base. And Brent Witter, the Evansville ace, up for the second time. Grounded to a 4-3 in his last at bat. And Witter hits this one into right field, and Brandon Rogers is under it, and he makes the grab. First pitch swinging by Brent Witter, and he pushes one into right field. Caught by Brandon Rogers for a quick out number 3, and the Woodchucks are still scoreless with only one hit as we're heading into the bottom of the third. 0-0 here at Witter Field. This is the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet. Track your steps with a smartwatch. Or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan. Offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
Back here at Witter Field, bottom of the third inning, coming your way here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network. First hit of the afternoon was hit by the Woodchucks back in their half of the third. Matt Del Sol hit a single, but then was put out at second base by a fielder's choice by Brady Jurgella. And now coming up for the Rafters, 8-9 then top as Ethan Pecco entering his third inning of work. And throws strike one to Alex Duffy, the Elon product and the native of Bernardsville, New Jersey. And there's a fastball in there for strike two. Alex Duffy's down 0-2. Alex Duffy playing in his sixth game, the catcher tonight for the Rafters, batting .214, 3 hits with an RBI. 0-2 from Pecco. Fastball's outside. Duffy scored a couple runs. Has been walked 3 times as well. 1-2 from Ethan Pecco. The pitch is just barely outside on a slider. Couldn't catch the low outside corner. And the count's now 2-2. Pecco's been hearing some buzz that he could be going late in one of the late rounds in the MLB draft as he gets Alex Duffy swinging and missing at a fastball that clips the other part of the strike zone. So a first at-bat strikeout here in the third. And the 5th overall today so far for Ethan Pecco. Brandon Rogers, the right fielder for the Rafters, up now. And he takes a fastball that clips the inner part of the strike zone for strike one. Brandon Rogers playing his 14th game, batting .295, 13 hits, 2 doubles, and a home run. Takes outside slider, ball one. 6 RBIs. Been walked 11 times, which leads this team. 1-1, outside fastball. He has an on-base percentage of .456 and a slugging percentage of .409. So a very reliable guy to be having in your bottom and top spot if you're Kirk Schreider, the field manager for the Rafters. Grounds this one in the infield. Simon Sherry gloves it, throws it over to Jake Baker, out number 2. So the 6-3 ground out. Nice throw by Simon Sherry, the very dependable shortstop who played and started every game for the Evansville Aces this past spring, all 61 of them. And he's the man who makes the throw for out number 2. Ty Johnson, the center fielder, back up for the second time, the leadoff man. He is tied for first among this Wisconsin Rapids team with in the hits category, has 16. He's tied with Jack Basir in that category. Basir not playing today, at least not in the lineup for now. Maybe a pinch hit later on. We'll see. 0-1 to Ty Johnson, the center fielder. And that one soars out of the hand of Pecco, well over the glove of Jacob Schroeder, high in the zone for ball 1. A fastball that was a little too elevated, but fortunately no base runners for the Rafters. That could have been trouble. Definitely in advance of a bag if there's a base runner, but no need to talk about it. Ground ball over to Matt Del Sol. Matt Del Sol to Jake Baker, out number 3. Couple back-to-back groundouts, and we are through 3 here at Witter Field. And what's new? So far, it's been a really fast 3 innings, only 40 minutes through 3 innings, and we're into the 4th. We're tied 0-0 each team with only 1 hit so far here at Witter Field. We'll be back for the top of the 4th here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
Unlimited data is more affordable than ever at Cellcom. Get unlimited data for only $29.95 per month on a single line. Visit cellcom.com/single unlimited for details.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
I predicted it right. There is a new pitcher in the game here to start the 4th inning for the Rapids Rafters. It is number 38, Ryan Kaiser, who's making his 2nd appearance. And more than likely, he'll be the pitcher for the next 3 innings for the Rafters. He's gone a full 3 so far, given up 1 hit, no runs. Couple walks, has struck out 1. Has an opposing batting average of 111. And a flat 1 whip. Woodchucks leading off with Mike McGinnis here in the 4th inning. McGinnis was walked in the 1st as he swings and misses through a fastball. Kaiser coming over from the University of San Diego to Wisconsin Rapids. Just finished up his redshirt sophomore season. As this one's hit into the shallow infield, Broussard plays on a hop and makes the throw over to first baseman Gurovich in time. Out number 1 on a ground out to Mike McGinnis. So based off what I'm seeing here, it would appear that Kaiser does like to make batters ground into ground balls very often. Facing off against Simon Sherry. Sherry was struck out in his first at-bat that ended the first inning. 1-0. Sherry fouls this one off. Simon Sherry, the Santa Claus, Indiana native, playing his 4th game for the Woodchucks. Got his first couple of hits of the summer last night in that late night game 1 between these two teams. As he takes a low pitch for ball 1. Or ball 2, rather. 2-1 coming to Simon Sherry. Fastball's in there for strike 2. He was an all-defensive team member in the Missouri Valley Conference. Like I mentioned earlier, he played and started in every game for Evansville this past season, all 61. Hit .272 with 65 hits, 12 doubles, 3 triples, and 4 home runs, 24 RBIs as well. Ball 3 outside on a slider. And the count is full. Payoff pitch, 1 out to Simon Sherry. Fastball is over the glove of second baseman Chris Conniff, and that'll be a 1-out single for Simon Sherry here in the 4th. Second hit of the afternoon for the Woodchucks. And looking to keep these innings alive. Trying to get the offense going. Some of the Woodchucks haven't really done too well so far in these now 4 games played here at Witter Field. Have only put up a cumulative 4 runs in 3 games. 2 last night, 2 on Wednesday night. None in the shutout loss Tuesday. Throw gets away from pitcher Ryan Kaiser. And Simon Sherry's heading to third base, and he will be up. A throw that gets away on a check over to first base from Kaiser to Gurovich. Goes all the way toward the Woodchuck bullpen area. All the way against the fence over there. And because of how speedy Simon Sherry is, he gets to third base, no problem. So that is a reach to third base on a throwing error by pitcher Ryan Kaiser. And the Woodchucks now just need a ball to leave the infield to take the lead here. With no outs, I feel like or 1 out, I feel like that's not too much to ask for. With Simon Sherry now at third base, making the life of the Woodchucks a lot easier. Vincent Samuel up to the plate for the second time, down 0-1 after the foul ball there. Oh, 1 takes a high curveball for ball 1. Vincent Samuel. 1-1. Samuel fouls it off. Curveball once again by Ryan Kaiser. He had 59 hits this past season at Indian River State College in Florida. The Woodchuck third baseman, 1-2, fouled off again by Samuel. Hit .355, 5 doubles, 11 home runs, 47 RBIs. Had a .584 slugging and a .448 on base. 1-2 again. Fastball, elevating the zone, swung and missed on by Samuel. In order for the Woodchucks to take the lead here in the 4th, Jacob Schroeder is going to need to get a hit. Schroeder, the Illinois Fighting Illini. Swings at a first pitch, ground ball to Chris Conniff. Conniff fumbles it, and the throw to first base is not in time. So the Woodchucks will take the lead because of the fact Chris Conniff could not ground that ball properly. That's going to be an error on Chris Conniff, and the second error alone in this inning for the Rafters defense. So it won't be an RBI for Schroeder, but that does score the first run of the night for the Woodchucks. 1-0 lead for Wausau. And E4 puts Schroeder at first base and scores Simon Sherry. Changeup is in there for strike 2 to Drew Berkland, and he's down 0-2. Check go to first base, and Jacob Schroeder throw to Gurovich, not in time from Kaiser. That won't be an earned run for Kaiser. 0-2. Swung and missed by Berkland. Strikeout elevated in the zone fastball. But the Woodchucks do take the lead here in the top of the fourth off a couple of big errors that caused Simon Sherry to get to third base after his single. And a E4 that allows Jacob Schroeder to get to first base and Simon Sherry to score. 1-0 Wausau heading into the bottom of the fourth here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet. Track your steps with a smartwatch. Or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan. Offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5050.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer. 250,000 battle with dis. 5,000 may be diagnosed LS. A person can become. All it takes is you to help searchers in health of Wisconsin. Anticipating all of us to join today to feel the power of one.
Welcome back to the Woodchucks Baseball Network. 1-0 lead for the Woodchucks as we enter the bottom of the fourth inning. Ethan Petco back out there, facing off against Chris Conniff, the second baseman who was the reason that Simon Sherry was able to score and Jacob Schroeder was able to get to first base back in the fourth. For Wausau, swings and misses at a changeup by Ethan Petco for strike 1. 0-1 to Conniff. Swung at into foul territory along the terrace area here at Whitterfield along the left field line. 0-2. Conniff struck out looking in the first. Petco looking to retire him for the second time. 0-2. Goes at him with a fastball, and that clips the outer part of the strike zone. Ethan Petco gets Chris Conniff looking for a second time, and once again on just 3 pitches. Ethan Petco now picks up strikeout number 6 here, and 3 1/3 pitch. Garrett Broussard, the shortstop, up for the second time. Was the third strikeout, a part of that 3 strikeout first inning for Ethan Petco. Takes high fastball for ball 1. (1-0) to Garrett Broussard. Thought about it, but did not go on a Outside fastball. Counts 2-0 to Broussard. Sliders in there, strike one. Ethan Pecco has had really nice control of his slider so far today. And that one's chopped over to Simon Sherry at shortstop. Sherry, throw over to Jake Baker in time, out number 2. So the Woodchucks looking for another 1-2-3 inning. After go 1-2-3 in the first, third, and third. Looking for 1-2-3 now in the fourth here as Garrett Broussard goes down on a ground out. Up next is Jack Gurevich, the first baseman, who ground on his first at bat. Takes it outside fastball for ball 1. Gurevich, like I mentioned, came into this one hitting .500 on the season, swings through a changeup by Pecco. That counts 1-1. 1-1 to Gurevich. Fouls that one off on an elevated fastball, and the counts 1-2. Like I mentioned, Gurevich grounded out in his first at bat. And that one's taken outside for ball 2. 2-2 count to Gurevich. Jack Gurevich, the University of San Diego man, he goes down looking on a slider by Ethan Pecco. Pecco picks up a couple looking strikeouts here and goes 1-2-3 in the third and fourth. And we are heading into the fifth where the Woodchucks lead it 1-0. Trying to add on to this lead. We'll see if they can when we come back on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
Unlimited data is more affordable than ever at Cellcom. Get unlimited data for only $29.95 per month on a single line. Visit cellcom.com/single unlimited for details.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
One 0 lead for Wausau. We're heading into the top of the fifth inning here at Witter Field between the Woodchucks and the Rafters. Woodchucks looking for their first win of the season against Wisconsin Rapids after losing the first 3 already. Losing on Tuesday 3-0, Wednesday 3-2, and then last night 3-2 as well. Jake Baker up for the second time. Struck out back in the third to start things off. Now up for the first time here in the fifth to try and lead things off with the offense for the Woodchucks. Jake Baker RBI single that came against Madison on Friday night. That was his first hit since February 18th when he played against Valparaiso this past season at Kansas. And he swings and misses on a fastball by Ryan Kaiser. 0-2 to Jake Baker from Kaiser. And that's a ball that gets in the dirt, so it'll be a drop third strike, and all the catcher out stuff he has to do is make the easy throw over to Jake Gurevich at first base, which he did so, like I mentioned, easily for out number 1. A strikeout for Ryan Kaiser, his third. Jake Baker struck out for the second time as Del Sol takes a curveball for ball 1 low from Ryan Kaiser. Del Sol had the single back in the third for the first Wausau hit of the afternoon. Fouls that one back on a fastball. 1-1 counts. Matt Del Sol played 37 games this past season for Grayson College. .262 batting average, 28 hits, 4 doubles, 3 home runs, 16 RBIs. .383 slugging percentage. Takes a curveball outside. Ball 2. Two-one count. 1 out to Matt Del Sol. Ground ball over to Garrett Broussard. Broussard to Gurevich, out number 2. So now Brady Jurgella comes up to the plate for the third time. Reach on fielder's choice and a strikeout for Jurgella. And Jurgella swings at the first pitch he sees. Ground ball right over to Gurevich at first base, and he taps the bag himself. 1-2-3 inning for the Rafters here in the top of the 5th inning, and it's still a 1-0 ball game. Woodchucks do not add on to the lead. We're heading into the bottom of the 5th. This is Woodchucks Baseball on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
Unlimited data is more affordable than ever at Cellcom. Get unlimited data for only $29.95 per month on a single line. Visit cellcom.com/single unlimited for details.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
Bottom of the 5th inning here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network from Witter Field in Wisconsin Rapids, Wisconsin. The Rafters will be going 5, 6, 7 here in the 5th, starting with Matt Olive, the DH, who was walked in his first plate appearance by Ethan Pecco. First base run allowed as a fastball's in there for strike 1 to Matt Olive, the Valparaiso Beacon, native of Minneapolis, Minnesota. And thought about swinging at a slider, but laid off at Matt Olive. And the count's 1-1. Matt Olive playing in his 10th game for the Rafters, batting .138. 4 hits, a double, a home run, 1 RBI. Swing and a miss on an outside fastball. And the count is 1-2. Pecco looking to retire another batter. And he does! A fastball is in there for strike 3. Ethan Pecco with another very good outing so far today. And he gets Matt Olive looking on a strikeout. And that is another one for Ethan Pecco. The 7th strikeout for Pecco. First pitch swinging by Anthony Gallison. Strike 1. The Woodchucks are on the road in Green Bay tomorrow night for the first of 2 in a home-and-home with the Rockers. You'll be able to catch that game right back here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network. Broken bat line out for Anthony Gallison right into the glove of Jake Baker. But like I mentioned, these Woodchucks on the road headed to Capital Credit Union Park in Ashwaubenon tomorrow night for a 6:35 first pitch. You'll catch that right back here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network. But then the Woodchucks will be home for 7 of the next 8 games. The lone road game being on Father's Day, June 18th in Fond du Lac. So you'll be able to catch that one right back here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network. But Tuesday at home, Thursday, Friday, Saturday at home. So a 4-game homestand after tomorrow night with the Rockers on the road. Kyle Carlson up for the second time, was struck out back in the 2nd inning. Looking to avoid a 3rd straight 1-2-3 for the Rafters. And he grounds this one into foul territory over by Kyle Schreider, field manager for the Rafters. One, two outs to Kyle Carlson from Pecco. Fastball just misses the high outside corner. 2-2. Pecco thought he had him. He was already starting to head back toward the dugout. But he's got to throw at least one more pitch here. 2-2 to Carlson. Swing and a miss. Slider. Ethan Pecco gets him swinging. A 3rd straight 1-2-3 inning and strikeout number 8 for Ethan Pecco. Wow, Ethan Pecco's having himself a day so far. Through 5, he has 8 strikeouts and only 1 hit allowed. We'll be back for the start of the 6th here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
Unlimited data is more affordable than ever at Cellcom. Get unlimited data for only $29.95 per month on a single line. Visit cellcom.com/single unlimited for details.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
1-0 lead for the Woodchucks. Will Charlton with you here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network. And to the 6th we go, and we started off with Brent Witter the DH tonight for the Woodchucks. Thought about bunt, but pulled it back and takes a strikeout from Ryan Kaiser's into his third inning of work, which I guarantee this time this will be Ryan Kaiser's final inning, as Kirk Schreider will probably go relief pitcher, relief pitcher, relief pitcher for the final 3 innings. Witter takes a low curveball. 1-1 count. On this Sunday, June 11th. 1-1 to Witter. Fouls it off, and it is a 1-2 count. Witter, 2 hits this season so far in now 3 games played for the Woodchucks, today being his third. And he takes a curveball in the dirt for ball 2. Played in 53 games, started 51 for Evansville this past spring. Hit .231, 43 hits, 6 doubles, 2 triples, 6 home runs, 5 home runs, 28 RBIs. Witter hits this one into left center field, dropping there for a single. So Witter with a leadoff single here to start things off in the 6th. His 3rd hit as a Woodchuck this summer. Leads things off for the Chucks in the 6th. Mike McGinnis, the right fielder, up for the 3rd time. Brent Witter, certainly a guy who can steal bases. He had 5 this past spring at Evansville. Got a pretty big jump there as a curveball's in there for strike 1 from Kaiser to McGinnis. McGinnis has 6 hits on the season. 10 walks now. 0 for 1 is McGinnis. And the fastball clips the low inside corner for strike 2. McGinnis down 0-2. McGinnis' 4th, 5th, and 6th hits came yesterday in that late game. 0-2. Swung at for strike 3. McGinnis strikes out for the first time. And Kaiser has himself a 4th strikeout. And now 2 1/3 pitched. Simon Sherry, Brent Witter's Evansville teammate, up for the 3rd time. Single back in the 4th. Also came around to be the first and only run scorer today so far for both sides. That one almost got away from Alex Duffy behind home plate, but able to keep it within reach so that Brent Witter does not take second base. He's over at first still, being held on by Gurevich. 1-0. Coming to Simon Sherry. Inside fastball, high, ball 2. Sherry's single back in the 4th was his 3rd hit as a Woodchuck. His first 2 came last night. 2-0. Sherry hits this one into right center field. Ty Johnson makes the grab, though. Had to make a pretty long track for that one, but the ball just stayed in the air a little too long, and Johnson was able to get there for out number 2. So after the Brent Witter leadoff single, a couple of outs, and the Woodchucks need Vincent Samuel to get on base in order for this inning to continue. Samuel, 0 for 2. His first hit of the day can come at a very nice time here. Check back over to first base, and Brent Witter, nothing to it. Vincent Samuel, 5 hits this season for the Woodchucks, like you mentioned earlier. Number 6 could be useful here. Curveball's outside, ball 1. One-0 count to Vincent Samuel. Samuel hits this one into left field, towering ball. And Ty Johnson calls off left fielder Anthony Gallison and makes the grab. A couple of flyouts to Ty Johnson after the Brent Witter leadoff single. And nothing doing for the Woodchucks after the third hit of the afternoon. We're heading into the bottom of the sixth where Ethan Pecco's coming back out here with a 1-0 lead for the Woodchucks here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
June 21st is 80s night at Athletic Park. Get a ticket and Radical shirt for only $18. Call or go online today.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 744-55.
Bottom of the sixth inning coming your way here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network. Ethan Pecco, after 5 full and 8 strikeouts out there to continue working in this outing. Nothing going in the Woodchucks bullpen as of right now. So I think field manager Brock Moss feeling real comfortable with what Pecco's been doing so far. I would be too. First pitch outside on a fastball to Alex Duffy. The Rafters going 8-9, then top to start the sixth. Duffy takes a fastball just outside of the high outside corner. So 2-0 to Alex Duffy, the catcher, who struck on his first at bat. Swing and a miss. A pitcher's probably doing really well when a hitter's only making his second plate appearance in the 6th inning. Ethan Pecco is having himself a outing so far. And that one's in there for a strike. Two coming from Ethan Pecco to Alex Duffy. Swing and a miss. And that is a 9th strikeout for Ethan Pecco. Alex Duffy swings through a fastball, and he is struck out for the second time in just 2 plate appearances. Ethan Pecco having himself another fantastic afternoon for the Wausau Woodchucks. That was actually Ethan Pecco's 10th strikeout already. 10 strikeouts for Ethan Pecco after striking out Alex Duffy for the second time. Brandon Rogers seeing the plate again. Ground ball to Vincent Samuel. Samuel to Jake Baker, out number 2. Second ground out for Brandon Rogers, and Ethan Pecco looking to go a 4th straight 1-2-3 inning if he can get out the leadoff man, Ty Johnson. He's done so 2 times already in the 1st and 3rd. Looking to do so again here in the 6th. Ten strikeouts for Ethan Pecco after going 11 hitless innings, or 11 strikeouts, 7 hitless innings last Sunday against Fond du Lac, and the strike one's in there to Ty Johnson on the fastball. Ethan Pecco, the ace for the Woodchucks, with back-to-back very, very good Sunday outings. So far, at least. 0-1 to Ty Johnson. Slider misses low, ball 1. Ty Johnson came in leading this team in hits as Johnson hits this one into deep left field. Brady Jurgella at the warning track makes the grab. Brady Jurgella tracks that ball really well to the warning track. And that is in there for out number 3. A fourth straight 1-2-3 inning for Ethan Pecco, who's gone 6 full with 10 strikeouts. Another very, very, very good outing for Ethan Pecco. 1-0 Woodchucks into the 7th here at Witter Field. This is the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you. To researchers improve the Wisconsinite by participating in the VIS program. Join to the power.
Unlimited data is more affordable than ever at Cellcom. Unlimited data for only $9.95 on a single. Visit Cellcom/single unlimited for details.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic or our website www.woodchucks.com.
I'm glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave it here, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to the show and tell?
We'll see.
One 0 lead for the Woodchucks. We're into the 7th inning already here at Witter Field. Not even an hour and a half into this game. It was a 4:05 first pitch, and it's only 5:27 here at Witter Field. Top of the 7th inning, Jacob Schroeder leading things off against new pitcher Nick Paulson after 3 full innings by Ryan Kaiser. Schroeder over the glove of second baseman Chris Conniff, and a leadoff single for Jacob Schroeder starts the inning for the Woodchucks here in the 7th. So a leadoff single by Brent Witter in the 6th. Now a leadoff single by Jacob Schroeder in the 7th. Let's see if this time, though, the Woodchucks can actually take advantage of the fact that Schroeder is on base, as the next 3 batters for the Woodchucks after Brent Witter's single were outs. Drew Berkland up for the 3rd time. Grounded out in a strikeout, 0 for 2. That was Jacob Schroeder's 4th hit for the Woodchucks this season. That single. Drew Berkland takes outside from Nick Paulson. And Drew Berkland to left field. That is another single. So back-to-back singles starts things off here for the Woodchucks here in the 7th. Looking to add on to this 1-0 lead, which would be very, very beneficial. Like I mentioned, they've only scored a collective 4 runs total in 3 games played here at Witter Field this past week. And Brock Moss was saying he feels the magic number pregame is about 5 runs. He thinks that they can eclipse 5, they should be, or get near 5, they should be fine against these Rapids Rafters, who have scored 3 runs in all of the wins against the Woodchucks this past week. Jake Baker up for the 3rd time, struck out twice. Nick Paulson, the UW-Stevens Point product. Balsam Lake, Wisconsin native. 6'3", 210 left-hander. So very local guy coming over from UW-Stevens Point. 1-0 to Baker. In there on a fastball. Nick Paulson making his 4th appearance, has pitched 6 in the 3rd innings. Given up 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, a walk, struck out 4, 2.84 ERA. Baker hits this one right in the infield underneath the glove of Paulson. And Garrett Broussard does not get the throw in time to first base. Bases are loaded for the Woodchucks. Nick Paulson let the ball go right underneath his glove, and Garrett Broussard had to come over there quickly to try and make a throw over to first baseman Jack Gurovich. And the throw was not in time and a little off the bag, so bases are loaded. And they're going to say it's an infield hit for Jake Baker. So 3 singles to start off the 7th inning, load the bases for the Woodchucks with no outs here in the 7th. Matt Del Sol on the left. And the throw is coming home. And Drew Berkeley will be beat out. But Jacob Schroeder makes it home. So Drew Berkeley gets beat out at home on the throw by left fielder Anthony Gallison. But Jacob Schroeder gets home. And Schroeder comes around for the 2nd scored run after Berkeley gets put out at home. So out number 1 is they put out at home, and Matt Del Sol is on first base with a hit. An RBI single for Matt Del Sol, his 2nd hit of the game. Brady Jurgella. Up for the 4th time now. Reached on fielder's choice, a ground out and a strikeout. Runner still on 1st and 2nd. And he swings and misses that, a slider. Strike 2. 2-0 lead for the Woodchucks now. Four straight singles to start off this inning. 0-2. That just misses inside on a curveball. Strike ball 1. Only 1 out still. Jake Baker at second base, Matt Del Sol at first. Brady Jurgella on the top of the order, up for the Woodchucks. 1-2 from Paulson to Jurgella. Swing and a miss on an elevated fastball. And Jurgella goes down swinging. Second strikeout of the day for Jurgella. And Brent Witter up to the plate. The DH, the Sheboygan, Wisconsin native. His 3rd hit of the season so far for the Woodchucks in his 3rd game played now. Came back in the 6th. That's single. And Witter with a chance to keep this inning going. Inside pitch by Paulson. One-0. Witter takes fastball for strike 1 from Paulson. He has an opposing badge of .238, does Paulson, and a .95 whip. He did before coming into this one, at least. 1-1. Witter takes slider low, ball 2. Nick Paulson just finished up his junior season with the UW-Stevens Point Pointers. And is looking to get Witter out to end the inning. Witter up the middle. Yes, it will. The throw over to first base from second baseman Chris Conofu ran all the way over to where the ball was heading up to. It's a hit for Brent Witter. Great effort by Chris Conniff, but Witter is able to hit what I guess will go down as an infield single. and the 5th hit of this inning for the Woodchucks. Back-to-back innings with a single for Witter. Unfortunately, does not score a run, though, as the ball did not escape into center field. So bases are loaded once again. Jake Baker now at third, Matt Del Sol at second, Brent Witter at first base with Mike McGinnis coming to the plate. Outside fastball for ball 1 from Nick Paulson. Bases loaded once again here in the 7th for the Woodchucks. Looking to add into his 2-0 lead. Wherever you see the 2-0 lead for the Woodchucks, that has not gone their way so far in this series. 3 games now in a row with a 2-0 lead. Mike McGinnis, hard pull, foul into left field. McGinnis still looking for his first extra base hit as a Woodchuck. Right now, it'd certainly be a good time for that, Mike McGinnis. If you can hear me. 1-1. McGinnis, deep, high, towering fly ball into left field. And Anthony Galson comes under it and makes the grab for out number 3. So after having the bases loaded 2 different times, the Woodchucks only add 1 run in the 7th and only lead 2-0 after 6.5 played. A run is added, though, and we're heading into the bottom of the 7th with a Woodchuck lead of 2-0 here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
June 21st is 80s night at Athletic Park. Get a ticket and Radical shirt for only $18. Call or go online today.
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, you know, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
After 6 full with 10 strikeouts, Ethan Pecco comes back out, trying to hold this 2-0 lead for the Woodchucks heading into the bottom of the 7th. He went 7 full last Sunday, 7 hitless innings. Has only allowed 1 hit today. And that was an infield hit as well, off a play that definitely could have been avoided. Bunt in the infield. Schroeder turns around and is not going to make the throw in time. That is a bunt single for Chris Conniff. That is such an unfortunate way for Ethan Pecco to give up his second hit. So both hits for the Rafters today have been in the infield. Bunt single to lead off the 7th inning for Chris Conniff. That's only their second single of the game. Their first coming back in the 2nd. Ethan Pecco will not go 1-2-3 for the 5th straight inning. Went 1-2-3 in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Garrett Broussard to the plate. Broussard swings and misses for strike 1. On a rare curveball from Ethan Pecco. Pecco checks back over to first base. Throws not in time to pick off Chris Conniff, who definitely can be a threat to steal a base here. Chris Conniff has 2 on the season. As there is another pitch in there for strike 2 by Ethan Pecco. Garrett Broussard looking to avoid being retired for the 3rd time in 3 at-bats today. 0-2 from Pecco. And this one's hit right over to Simon Sherry, and that escapes into the outfield. So that'll be another single and back-to-back hits for the Rafters. The first hit that actually leaves the infield. That one just escaped Simon Sherry just barely at shortstop and went into center field. So back-to-back singles to start off the inning for the Rafters here in the 7th. And we do have some stuff working the bullpen for the Woodchucks. I can't tell who it is, though, because there's a huge inflatable right in front of the Woodchucks bullpen. So that inflatable is completely blocking my view of who is warming up right now. As first pitch fastball given to Jack Gurevich in there for strike one. Gurevich has grounded out and struck out. He's 0 for 2, as a lot of batters are for the Rafters today. Only 3 hits. 0-1. Swung at, and that'll be a base hit. More than likely scoring the first run of the day for the Rafters. And that will. RBI single for Jack Gurevich. Three straight singles to start off this inning. And that's going to bring out Ross Davis, the pitching coach for the Woodchucks, to talk to Ethan Pecco. Scoring from second is Chris Conniff for the first Raptor run of the game. So Ethan Pecco, after going 6 innings with only 1 hit allowed, has given up 3 straight singles to start off the 7th. And I bet Ross Davis is coming out to try and give whoever's in the bullpen time to warm up, because Ethan Pecco looks like he's been kind of losing his control a little bit, or at least the Raptors have been figuring it out a bit. Matt Olive, designated hitter, is up next. Nonetheless, Ethan Pecco still does have 10 strikeouts, so if the Woodchucks can avoid giving up another run here in the 7th, he's in line for a win if the Woodchucks can get the win today. As first pitch outside on a fastball to Matt Olive. Olive has been walked and struck out. Woodchucks still looking for the first out here in the 7th. 1-0 to Matt Olive. Outside fastball again. 2-0 from Pecco. Pecco making his 3rd start, his 2nd on the road. (2-0) to Olive. Runners on 1st and 2nd. Fastball in there for strike 1. Broussard at second base, Gurevich at first base. 3 singles to start off the 7th inning for the Wisconsin Rapids Raptors, who are looking for their 7th straight win and their 4th win already against the Woodchucks this season. First place is on the line today, this matchup between these two teams. Swing and a miss on a fastball again. And the count's 2-2. This would be a big first out here in the 7th. Ethan Pecco could certainly use it to regain some confidence. (2-2). Swing and a miss on an elevated fastball. Ethan Pecco's 11th strikeout comes in a big time here in the 7th inning, now with a double play ball being in play to try and end this. Anthony Gallison up to the plate again. Gallison had that first single. That was that infield single that escaped Matt Del Sol at second base. And he hits this one into foul territory along the right field line for strike 1. Gallison also has lined out a broken bat line out into the glove of Jake Baker at first base. (0-1) from Pecco to Anthony Gallison, the left fielder today for the Rapids Rafters. 1 out here in the 7th. 2-1 Woodchucks. 0-1. Swung at, fouled again. This time could be playable in foul territory as Jake Baker makes the grab and tagging up at second base, and the throw's in time! Jake Baker made the grab in foul territory in right field and makes the throw over to second base, and Simon Sherry is covering the bag in time, getting out the base runner Jack Gurevich on the tag up, and that is a double play to end the 7th inning. bailing out Ethan Pecco in a big way. Great defense by the Wausau Woodchucks and Jake Baker. What a play out in right field by the first baseman, Jake Baker. And we're heading into the 8th. 2-1 Woodchucks here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet. Track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan. Offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Don't miss out on any of the good at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
Welcome back to the Woodchucks Baseball Network. We're into the 8th inning. 2-1 lead for the Woodchucks. Looking to win their first game against Wisconsin Rapids this season. Another low-scoring affair between these two teams here at Witter Field. The Rafters trying to win their 7th straight game, who hold the longest win streak in the Northwoods League currently at 6. Woodchucks looking to avoid a second sweep against the Rafters and take first place all by themselves in the Great Lakes West Division. The winner of this game does claim first place all by themselves in the Great Lakes West. Simon Sherry leading off the 8th inning against new pitcher Johnny Answervitz for the Rapids Rafters. Answervitz making his 6th appearance, has gone 5 full innings, given up 4 hits, 2 runs both earned, 2 walks, and 8 strikeouts. 3.6 ERA. 1-0, inside fastball to Simon Sherry. Simon Sherry is 1 for 3. Single and a scored run back in the 4th. Was the first run overall scored today between these two teams who both put up 1 in their half of the 7th. 2-0 from Answervitz to Simon Sherry. Fastball's in there for strike 1. Sherry, .211 opposing batting average and 1.2 whip. Walks and hits per innings pitched. I always like saying that line. It's always a fun one to say. Walks and hits per innings pitched. 2-1 to Sherry. Outside. Fastball, ball 3. 4 fastballs so far from Johnny Answervitz. Answervitz. The Ashtabula, Ohio native. 3-1. Sherry fouls that one off right over at field manager Brock Moss. That's where a glove comes in handy there, Brock. Fumbled it over there along the third base line. Taken back to his playing days. But now he's a coach. Current coach at Eastern Oklahoma State University, Brock Moss. Full count to Simon Sherry from Johnny Answervitz. Sherry grounds one over to Jack Gurovich at first base, and he's able to easily tag the bag for out number 1. Sherry is out on a straight-up G3. Vincent Samuel, the third baseman, up for the fourth time. He's 0 for 3. The Indian River State College product. 5 hits this season for the Woodchucks. Takes a slider, low for ball 1. He had a well-hit ball on the 6th. It was just a flyout that went into left center field and was caught by Ty Johnson. 1-0. Inside fastball, low for ball 2. 5:49 p.m. here at Witter Field. 8th inning between the Woodchucks and the Rafters. 2-0. And Samuel holds off on a fastball that clipped the lower part of the strike zone. Strike 1. 2-1 count with 1 out here in the top of the 8th inning. 2 runs, 7 hits for the Woodchucks. 1 run, 4 hits, 2 errors for the Rafters. 2-1, 1 out. Sliders in there for strike 2, catching the low outside corner. And it's a 2-2 count. Last night, the Woodchucks out-hit the Rafters 9-7, but still lost the game 3-2 after loading the bases up in the 9th. As there's a pitch that is in the dirt for ball 3. 3-1, 3-2 count, full count from Ansevich to Samuel. But like I was saying, the Woodchucks were up 2-1 heading into the bottom of the 9th of last night's game. Load the bases with no outs. Andelo Santangelo comes in, gives up 2 singles and a walk, and then Nate Ross comes into his first appearance for the Woodchucks and cannot hold off the Rafters as they scored 2 in the 9th to walk it off. Samuel fouls it off. He'll stay alive at 3-2. The Woodchucks were coming off a 2-game sweep of Madison, a 6-4 win on Thursday night, and then a 5-2 win at Athletic Park on Friday night. They'll be in Green Bay for a 6:35 pitch tomorrow night, right back here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network. Heading back to Capital Credit Union Park for the 3rd time, where they swept Green Bay in a couple of games earlier this season. Payoff pitch to Samuel. Chopper, played by third baseman Kyle Carlson, who makes the throw to Jack Gurovich. 2 outs here in the 8th for the Woodchucks. And Jacob Schroeder back up to the plate for the 4th time. He had a single back in the 7th inning. The leadoff single. Also hit the ball that was in air that got him to first base back in the 4th. That scored Simon Sherry. So it wasn't an RBI for Schroeder, but he did have the ball that was hit that was able to bring Sherry home for the first run of the day in general. And the first of 2 for the Woodchucks so far. 1-0 to Schroeder after that ball was in the dirt from Ansevich. Schroeder swings at it. Fastball elevated in the zone. Strike 1. Reach on air and a single and a strikeout for Jacob Schroeder today. 1-1, 2 outs. Ansevich. Schroeder swings and misses. Fastball in there for strike 2. 1-2 count to the Woodchuck catcher and the Illinois Fighting Illini, Jacob Schroeder. The pitch from Ansevich, 1-2. 2 outs. Inside slider, ball 2. Woodchucks looking to try and keep this inning alive here with Jacob Schroeder at the plate. Drew Berkland is on deck if Schroeder does get on here. 2-2. Ancevich's pitch. Schroeder fouls it off. He'll stay alive. The fourth of 12 that the Woodchucks and the Rafters will play this season. Woodchucks only making the trip to Witter Field again a couple more times the rest of the season. 2-2 to Schroeder, and he fouls that one off. In fact, while we're checking it, I will see next time the Woodchucks do make their return to Witter Field, and it'll be Friday, July 28th. So the next game here at Witter Field is not till July 28th and then August 5th. So nearly a month and a half until the Woodchucks make their return here to Witter Field. 2-2, 2 outs to Jacob Schroeder once again. And that one's a slider in the dirt. Ball 3. If you come out to Athletic Park this upcoming Tuesday night against the Green Bay Rockers, you'll get bang for your buck. Brats, 16-ounce Petit products, and 16-ounce domestic beers will be $3 each. And it's also Girl Scouts night at Athletic Park. 3-2 to Schroeder, and that hits him on the knee. So a hit by pitch to Jacob Schroeder gets him on the knee, his left knee. He looks a little gimpy from that. I certainly would be too. That definitely can't be too good of a feeling getting hit on the knee. I took a couple in the thigh when I played back in middle school, but obviously you only get like 40, 50 mile an hour pitches at that speed. So certainly it won't hurt as bad as that did Jacob Schroeder. But he looks okay. He looks fine. He's able to jog it off down the first base line as Drew Berkland is up. Ground ball over to third baseman Kyle Carlson, and he gets the put out at second base, throwing it over to Chris Conniff for out number 3. So a put out ends the inning off the first pitch swinging by Drew Berkland, and we're heading into the bottom of the 8th. 2-1 Woodchucks here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet, track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan. Offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
Ethan Pecco's night is over. He goes 7 full with 11 strikeouts. So a very, very nice appearance by Ethan Pecco, who once again goes 7 full with 11 strikeouts just like he did last week, except this time he gives up a run and 4 hits. New pitcher of the game for the Woodchucks is Colton Mercer, the University of New Orleans product. The Sneads, Florida native, making his third appearance, has not allowed an earned run yet. .67 whip, 3 full innings pitched. He has a save, only allowed 1 hit, has 1 strikeout and 1 walk, opposing batting average of .100. And to lead off the 8th inning against Colton Mercer will be the 7 hitter Kyle Carlson, followed by 8 Alex Duffy and 9 Brandon Rogers. So 7, 8, 9 for the Rafters here in the 8th inning. Woodchucks looking to hold on to this 2-1 lead heading into the 9th with Colton Mercer out there. First pitch from Mercer to Carlson, misses low on a fastball, ball 1. Mercer transferred over from one of the top JUCOs in the country, Chipola College, for baseball. As a fastball catches the low outside corner for strike 1. 1-1 count from Mercer to Kyle Carlson. And a fastball misses high for ball 2. Mercer this past season at New Orleans made 17 appearances with 7 starts, 2-5 record, 6.28 ERA. 2-1. Swung at broken bat right up the middle. This could be trouble. Simon Sherry, great play. Simon Sherry made a great track on it. Broken bat for Kyle Carlson. That looked like it was destined for the outfield, but Simon Sherry, the speedster, comes out of nowhere really at shortstop and is able to rob that from going out of the outfield. Makes a quick throw over to Jake Baker in time for out number 1. So a 6-3 ground out is how the inning starts for the Rafters offense, and Kyle Carlson is retired for the 3rd time. Inside pitch to Alex Duffy, the left-handed hitter. 1-0 from Mercer. Fastball's in there for strike 1. Mercer going back to some of his stats from this past season. 1.81 whip, pitch in 43 full innings, 52 strikeouts, 41 hits, 34 runs, 30 earned, 37 walks. Fouled off by Alex Duffy. The count's 1-2 on a fastball. And opposing batting average at 247 as well. 1-2 from Mercer to Duffy. Swing and a miss on a slider. 2 up, 2 down here for the Woodchucks defense to start off the bottom of the 8th. Brandon Rogers, the 7-hitter, up for the 3rd time. Swing and a miss on the first pitch thrown by Colton Mercer to Brandon Rogers, who's grounded out a couple times. Woodchucks looking for another 1-2-3 inning against these Rafters. 0-1. Mercer throws outside on a fastball, ball 1. 1-2-3 in the 1st, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th innings for the Woodchucks today. Ethan Pecco had 5 1-2-3 innings in 7 full pitched. Brandon Rogers hits this one foul down into the area of the Woodchucks bullpen. Strike 2. 2-1 game here in the bottom of the 8th inning between these two division rivals. Colton Mercer is 1-2. Foul tipped into the glove of Jacob Schroeder behind the plate. And that is a back-to-back strikeout inning and a 1-2-3 for Colton Mercer and the Woodchucks defense. Woodchucks look for some insurance as we head into the top of the 9th inning here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet. Track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan. Offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
We're into the ninth inning here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network. Sydney Ferry out there, the new pitcher for the Wisconsin Rapids Rafters. And like I mentioned, I have predicted the correct pitching strategy, you'd say, for Kirk Schreider and the Rafters. 3 full for starter Jackson Wentworth, 3 full for Ryan Kaiser, then 1 for Nick Paulson, 1 for Johnny Ansevich, and now coming into the ninth here is Sydney Ferry facing off against Jake Baker, Matt Del Sol, in the top of the order with Brady Jurgella at least for the Woodchucks, who are looking to add some insurance runs like they couldn't do last night in the ninth. Jake Baker fouls that one off into the terrace area along left field here at Witter Field. Third baseman Kyle Carlson was going over there to track it for a second, but was not able to make a play on it. 1-1 count to Jake Baker from Sydney Ferry. This one's hit to second baseman Chris Conniff. Conniff to Gurevitz, out number 1. So Baker retired for the third time, 1 for 4 on the day. He had the single back in the 7th where they loaded the bases but could not score more than just 1 run back in the 7th, which might come back to hurt the Woodchucks. We'll see. Matt Del Sol looking for a third hit tonight. RBI single back in the 7th, which scored the 1 run, scoring Jacob Schroeder, which almost scored Drew Berkland. That would have certainly been nice if it did. 2-1 game here as Del Sol fouls off a fastball for strike 1 from Sydney Ferry, who's making his 5th appearance of the season. Has pitched 3 1/3, given up 2 hits, no runs, none earned yet. A couple strikeouts, no walks. Sydney Ferry, and this one is hit right over to first baseman Gurevich by Matt Del Sol. And Gurevich steps on the bag. Del Sol retired for the second time, finishes more than likely 2 for 4. Brady Jurgella is up again for the Woodchucks. Jurgella looking to avoid a hitless night. He has a reach on fielder's choice back in the 3rd. But a couple strikeouts and a ground out for Brady Jurgella, the former Wisconsin Rapids Raptor. Takes a fastball that clips the high outside corner for strike 1. Oh, 0-1 to the Menasha, Wisconsin native Brady Jurgella. And Jurgella takes a pitch low in the dirt. One coming from Sydney Ferry to Jurgella. The pitch is outside and low for ball 2. Jurgella playing in his 11th game, making his 11th start for the Woodchucks, hitting .268, 11 hits, a double, home run, 3 RBIs. And he takes low again. Ball 3 from Sydney Ferry and a fastball. Jurgella's up in the count 3-1. He scored 9 times, been walked 3 times, and has 7 stolen bases. Brady Jurgella does. 3-1. Outside fastball, and Jurgella's heading over to first base. The inning stays alive for at least one more batter for the Woodchucks. So a 2-out walk puts Brady Jurgella at first base here in the 9th, and Brent Witter up to the plate for the 5th time. He's 2 for 4. Couple singles. 2 singles in his last 2 plate appearances as well. Swings and misses at a high elevated fastball. Strike 1. Jurgella was walked for the 4th time this season, just right there. Oh, 1. Check over to first base, and Jurgella, nothing doing for Sidney Ferry. No action in the Woodchucks bullpen, so it looks like Colton Mercer will be coming out to try and save this game for the Woodchucks. Witter fouls it back. He's down 0-2. 2-1 to the Evansville ace, Brent Witter from Sidney Ferry. Check back over to first base again, and Brady Jurgella. Oh, 2 outs. Sidney Ferry to Brent Witter. And checking over to Brady Jurgella again. Still nothing doing. Sidney Ferry also coming over from UW-Stevens Point. Paw Paw, Michigan native. Jurgella was heading to second there, but it was fouled back by Brent Witter. Oh, 2 to Brent Witter, 2 outs here. High fastball, almost gets away from Alex Duffy behind the plate. One, 2 coming to Brent Witter from Sidney Ferry. The pitch, Witter fouls it back. He stays alive at 1-2 again. Witter looking to keep this inning alive and try to keep some insurance working for the Woodchucks here. 1-2. Brady Jurgella gets checked back again at first base by Sidney Ferry. One, 2 outs. Jurgella's heading to second, and that one gets away from the catcher, Alex Duffy. So Jurgella will be credited with a stolen base, his 8th of the season. And a runner now in scoring position for Brent Witter with a 2-2 count here in the 8th. If Witter can get a 3rd hit here, that would be very nice, I'll say. 2-2, 2 outs. Brent Witter fouls it back again. Witter doing what he can to try and at least keep this inning alive and maybe score Brady Jurgella from second base now. Two again. Witter fouls this one down the left field line. So Witter stays alive once again against Sidney Ferry. This is a long at bat. Brent Witter doing what he can. 2-2 again. Witter fouls it off. Wow, Brent Witter is all over Sidney Ferry so far. This is a long at bat. Who is going to win this matchup between Sidney Ferry and Brent Witter? 2-2 again. Witter into left field. That is saved fair. Witter's heading to second base. And he will stay right there. Standing up RBI double in the 3rd hit of the game for Brent Witter. He brings on home Brady Jurgella, RBI double. Brent Witter stayed just fair in left field, and it's 3-1 Woodchucks. A little bit more breathing room. Brent Witter, 3 for 5 with an RBI double, that one being the biggest hit of the night for the Woodchucks, the first extra base hit. And this one's hit into left field by Mike McGinnis, and that one just drops foul. Wow, that would have been a really nice ball to see stay fair for Mike McGinnis, who's still looking for his first extra base hit as a Woodchuck. That certainly would have been it. Just goes foul, though. Three to 1 Woodchucks. RBI double by Brent Witter after the Brady Jorgello walk with 2 outs. And the Woodchucks lead 3-1 here in Wisconsin Rapids. Outside slider from Sidney Ferry. 1-1 count to Mike McGinnis, the right fielder today, who has not seen anything in right field. He's had a pretty boring day on defense so far. 1-1. Takes inside fastball, 2-1 count, with Witter still at second base. Two one, 2 outs. Mike McGinnis takes another slider outside. 3-1 count from Sidney Ferry. The Rafters looking for their 7th straight win. Woodchucks looking for their first win of the season against the Rafters in their first year at Witter Field. First place is on the line in the Great Lakes West. 3-1. McGinnis hits this one to left field. Going home is Brent Witter. McGinnis heading to second. And he'll stay at first. Smart decision to stay at first. But that was an RBI single from Mike McGinnis, scoring Brent Witter. 4-1 Woodchucks. 2 runs here in the 9th, and the Woodchucks have some big insurance. The first hit of the night for Mike McGinnis comes at a big time. RBI single for the Georgia State Panther. Simon Sherry to the plate now. 4 runs, 10 hits for the Woodchucks. Sherry fouls it off. Strike 1 with Mike McGinnis at first base. McGinnis picking up his 7th hit of the season, an RBI single. That was also RBI number 2 of the season for McGinnis. Ground ball over to Chris Conniff at third base. Conniff to Gurovich, out number 3. Simon Sherry grounds out. But the Woodchucks add 2, add a bit more breathing room, and lead 4-1 heading into the bottom of the 9th, where they look to close this thing out and win the first game against Wisconsin Rapids this season. We'll be right back to see if they can do it right here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
Unlimited data is more affordable than ever at Cellcom. Get unlimited data for only $29.95 per month on a single. Visit cellcom.com/single unlimited for details.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.chucks.com.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
Bottom of the ninth inning here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network. Will Charlton with you. The Woodchucks looking for their first win against Wisconsin Rapids, 4-1 lead. And Ty Johnson starting off against Colton Mercer, looking for the save against these Rapids Rafters. 2 added in the ninth. Brent Witter, RBI double, and Mike McGinnis, RBI single. Ground ball over to Jake Baker at first base, out number 1. 2 more for the Woodchucks needed to win their first game against the Rafters and end this 6-game winning streak for the Rafters. A ground out for Ty Johnson to start off the ninth inning, bringing up Chris Conniff, the second baseman. Colton Mercer has gone 4 up, 4 down here. Outside fastball to Chris Conniff. 1-0 to the Wagner College man. Swung at. Ground ball in the infield. Matt Del Sol to Jake Baker. And Jake Baker can't make the scoop. Jake Baker not able to make the scoop for out number 2. And I have to imagine that will be an error on the Woodchucks. It is. An error will put Chris Conniff on first base. And the first base runner allowed by Colton Mercer is on here in the ninth. Chris Conniff on first base. Now Garrett Broussard to the plate. Inside, gets away from Jacob Schroeder. Garrett Broussard's Chris Conniff, rather, is at second base now. Just can't avoid drama with these Wisconsin Rapids Rafters, can we? 2-1 lead heading into the ninth last night. The Rapids Rafters walk it off by scoring 2. Win that one 3-2. And now a runner in scoring position in a 4-1 game for the Woodchucks. Thankfully, those 2 in the ninth are coming in big in this kind of scenario here. Swing at over to shortstop, Simon Sherry. Sherry, the throw to Jake Baker, out number 2. Garrett Broussard grounds out into a 5-3 for out number 2. One more out needed for the Woodchucks. Garrett Broussard still at second base, and the Woodchucks looking to win their first game at Whitterfield this season. First place is all theirs if they're able to close this thing out in the Great Lakes West. Colton Mercer facing off against Jack Gurovich. Fastball's in there, strike 1. 4-1 Woodchucks here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Jack Gurovich at the plate. Chris Conniff at second base. Colton Mercer, 0-1 count to Gurovich. Swung at, foul. 0-2 count. Oh, 2 outs. Colton Mercer, Jack Gurovich, way outside. A slider got way away from Colton Mercer. And in fact went around the body of Jack Gurovich. I don't think I've ever seen that before, but that does put Chris Conniff at third base. So Chris Conniff at third now. And if you're the Woodchucks, you're not worried one bit about him. You can give up the run. That's not that big of a deal. You're worried about Jack Gurovich. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And the Woodchucks take this one 4-1 over the Wisconsin Rapids Rafters. Colton Mercer only faces off against 7 batters and allows the only base runner off an error. In fact, he doesn't even allow that base runner. 4-1, the Woodchucks win it. 4 runs, 10 hits, 1 error for the Woodchucks. 1 run on 4 hits and 1 error, or 2 errors rather, for the Rafters. The Woodchucks go to 9-5. The Rafters, their 6-game win streak ends, and they fall to 8-6. Your Woodchucks will be right back here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network for a 6:35 first pitch tomorrow night against the Green Bay Rockers at Capital Credit Union Park. But until then, Will Charlton saying goodbye for now. And thank you for tuning in today. We'll see you at 6:35 tomorrow night right back here for first pitch against the Rockers. Woodchucks win it 4-1 and are now 9-5 in first place in the Great Lakes West. Have a good night, everyone.